All right, so before I say goodnight, I'm gonna post this last video. Again, I don't really have an idea. I'm just gonna kind of freestyle it. Um, Now, I do want to mention one small thing. Whenever I go anywhere, I seem to, and here's the thing. You may disagree. Say, well, this is not earned. For example, people say respect is not something that's due to somebody, that you have to earn it. In that case, to be somebody that people hold to a high regard when it comes to integrity, and so for that you have to actually earn it, and earning it takes a long time. It takes decades. There's a lot of reputation. It's reputation based. A lot of things are involved in there. I'll get to where I'm going with this. Let's say I'm not even a health inspector. Let's say, no, you know what? Let's say I'm a health inspector, but I'm coming to this restaurant, I'm coming to this restaurant as a customer, okay, to eat food there. Now, I start going there a little bit regularly. I'm talking to people there. I find out that all the tips that the customers are giving to the waiters and the waitresses, you are pocketing. Now, that's not really integral. Now, here's the thing. This is what I don't like. Some people think they can just do things over and over again. Let's say I catch them and I say this is wrong. For the next 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, they don't collect the tips from the waiters and waitresses. They let them have it. I'm not there for a week. They start back up again, doing the same thing that they were doing before. It's kind of like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, we're not doing it, Yeah, we're not using fresh ingredients. Yeah, our refrigerator gets busted all the time, and we still use shit that's not that's gone bad and shouldn't be used. At that level, I'm thinking like, you guys have no integrity. Now, I know that some people kind of like to make a point, like, yeah, I don't have integrity. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? And here's one thing I hate. Let's say the waiters and waitresses don't like it either. So they say, hey, look, and most other places tip the waiters and waitresses when they eat. And you know what they do? They say, hey, how about this? Because you're being a bitch, you're not going to be on the following schedule for the next week. Think about that when you come back. Now these people, these fucking assholes, have a reputation for doing that. That's their reputation or their integrity. To make it worse, they're lying to me. They're trying to keep everything covered up, trying to keep everything under the blanket, trying to keep everything under the carpet, I should say, trying to keep everything hidden, and being very careful when I'm around, because they know that I have integrity and people will believe me over them, and that it's going to be bad for their business. Let's say they say to me, hey, look, let's say I come back, I'm like, dude, I know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I saw it. And they say to me, listen, just talk to us in the back in the kitchen. We'll talk to you nicely, and then you can go. And I go to them, listen, if you want to talk in front of all the guests. Talk in front of all the customers. Because this is a public matter. Why do you want to put it... A lot of times, companies and people, they want to hide things. And they don't want it out in the media. They don't want people to know... the funny thing is we have news stations that cover limited amount of stuff all the time. You know what? Let's do this story today. No, don't do that story. No, don't do that story. Meanwhile, 75% of stuff that's going on is not even getting media attention. And you know what? Canada is usually good. Now, Canada has had lots of scams, but they've always, over time, but it takes way too much time. I remember there was a common gym scam where they would sign people up And then when people wanted to cancel the contract, they'd say sure, but they would keep taking the money out of their bank account for like 6 to 12 months, so the person would find out. It was bad. Like I know they were doing that. So when that started catching attention, it took years of it catching attention for people to finally, for the news media to finally say, we got to do something about this. They covered it, and then the government said, okay, we're gonna do a Consumer Protection and Goods Act. Okay, and it's basically, if you sign any contract, cell phone contract, gym contract, you have 15 days to get out of that contract without providing any excuse or reason. Like, you're entitled to get all your money back, all of it, everything, every little cent back within 15 days of making that agreement. Without coming up, you don't even need a reason. You just say I want, and they give it back. Now, I think to myself, if there's stuff like this going on in restaurants, how long will it take before it's out there? How long will it take before it becomes a thing? Are you telling your waitresses and waiters to wear skimpy clothes and